A 14-year-old boy named Alex was playing a Pyrophobia, a Roblox horror game. He had reached level 6, the pitch maze. Complete darkness, no direction, no sound, and suddenly, blurred faces started flashing on his screen. Then something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. A strange voice inside the game started calling his real name, not his username, not his display name. Alex. Again and again. 4, 5 times. Alex instantly closed the game. But the horror didn't end there. For the next 7 days, he kept hearing the same voice. Even when the game was closed, the child became so terrified that he started praying out loud, begging it to stop. So the question is, what was hidden inside this Roblox game? Why was it banned? And was this story even real? Today, you'll get the answers. And not just that. Today we're diving into 3 of Roblox's most disturbing banned games. Games that might change the way you see Roblox forever. And we're starting with Nicole's Nextbots, the game that traumatized kids. Nextbots weren't supposed to be scary. Funny faces, fast jump scares, simple chaos. But Nicole's Nextbots broke that rule. People entered the game thinking it was cute. What they found inside was something Roblox never officially explained. Thousands of players panic quit the game. Some kids even uninstalled Roblox completely. The main character, Nicole, was a white, wide-eyed, distorted female face. At first, she looked like a meme. But in older versions, Nicole's face showed micro-expressions no bot should have. Players believed this wasn't random. Nicole reacted to movement and hesitation. And that was just the beginning. The most disturbing part was the sound design. Regular Nextbots scream. Nicole didn't. She used a multi-layered scream, a high-pitched shriek, a deep growl, and a clear human whisper. The whisper said, "Don't run." So many players reported this that Roblox flagged the game. Developers denied adding it, but player recordings proved otherwise. Something was wrong. Then there was the red hallway, a secret area only a few unlucky players were teleported into. Red walls, flashing lights, complete silence. No chase, no scream, only footsteps behind you. When you turned around, nothing. If a player stayed there for 3 minutes, Nicole's face would slowly fade into the corner of the screen. Not a jump scare, a slow presence, like someone watching you from over your shoulder. One player wrote, "I wasn't scared of the jump scare. I was scared because Nicole was watching me before attacking." Kids started having nightmares. Then came a glitch that made things worse. Sometimes, Nicole became impossible to escape. No matter how fast you ran, she spawned exactly where you were about to go. Players called it shadow following. One player said, "She didn't chase me. She appeared where I was about to run." After this, the game was updated. Nicole went completely silent. No screams, no whispers, only footsteps. Fear reached a new level. 2 days later, this version was completely removed. Nicole's Nextbots was never officially banned, but its disturbed versions were shadow banned. Reasons included unnatural emotional behavior, reverse scream audio reports, red hallway causing panic attacks, multiple parent complaints, psychological distress in kids. Because of all this, the game earned a place on Roblox's most disturbing games list. And trust me, the next games are even more disturbing. So let's move on. But before moving further in the video, if you want to earn some Robux by doing simple tasks and playing games, then you can download this app. Here you just need to play a few games and complete small tasks. And in return, you can earn up to $50 daily. And if you log in using the link given in the description, you will instantly get $5. But make sure to watch this video till the end before leaving, because maybe I'll share some tips ahead that can help you earn even more. Have you ever played a Roblox game where it feels like someone is walking behind you, even when you know you're completely alone? The apartment was exactly that kind of game, a place where every floor pushed players one step closer to something they couldn't explain. It wasn't just a horror game built on jump scares, it felt like a psychological trap, something that didn't try to scare you directly but slowly entered your mind and stayed there. The entire game takes place inside a single apartment building with 18 floors, and from the very beginning players noticed something strange. There was always a presence. People used to say the game didn't scare you, it studied you, and that feeling started the moment the game loaded, and you found yourself standing inside an old rusty elevator with flickering lights and a single instruction on the screen telling you to go to floor 13. That was the first moment many players felt like the game was watching them instead of the other way around. In older versions of the game, players reported seeing extra silhouettes in the elevator mirror, shapes that didn't belong to them or their friends, just someone standing behind them, and when they turned around there was nothing there. The developers never confirmed this, which only made it worse, because the mystery felt intentional. As players moved through the early floors, everything seemed normal at first. Dim hallways, broken doors, and an uncomfortable silence, until they started hearing footsteps that didn't match their movement, sometimes ahead of them, sometimes behind them, sometimes right beside them, even when the hallway was completely empty. Many players said it felt like someone was copying the way they walked. On some floors, faint scratches appeared on the walls as if someone had carved a message using their nails, usually just one word telling players to leave, and these messages would randomly disappear in later updates as if they were never meant to be found. Things escalated on floor 6, where players encountered the most infamous entity in the game, known as the Shadow Man. He wasn't a monster or a Nextbot, just a tall human-shaped silhouette with no face and no eyes. And the most disturbing thing about him was that he never chased players. He simply stood in doorways, near staircases, or exactly where the player was about to turn, staring silently, and whenever he appeared the entire game went completely quiet, which players later said was far more terrifying than any loud jump scare. The main objective of the game was always to reach floor 13, but in the older versions this floor was anything but safe. The entire level was completely dark with only emergency lights blinking, and in the middle of the hallway there was an open apartment door with a woman's silhouette standing inside. She didn't attack, she didn't move, she just slowly tilted her head toward the player while footsteps followed closely behind them, and every time players turned around there was no one there. Very few players ever made it past this point and reached the final floor, floor 18, where they found a long silent hallway ending at a locked door. From behind that door came slow rhythmic knocking, not random sounds but a clear pattern of 3 knocks, a pause, 2 knocks, another pause, and then a single knock, a pattern players later realized was the reverse of a real-life SOS distress signal, almost like the game was warning them not to help. As the screen blinked, the Shadow Man appeared inside the doorway and the game instantly crashed, leaving players with no ending and no explanation. Roblox later called it a bug and quietly removed most versions of the game, but even today players who remember the apartment still share the same warning with new players. If you ever hear a second pair of footsteps, don't turn around, just keep walking, because you were never alone in the apartment.
Por favor, por favor, por favor.
And now finally, now we're going to talk about one of the most disturbing horror games on Roblox, a Pyrophobia. But this isn't just a normal backrooms game. It was a kind of digital nightmare that wasn't limited to the screen. It crawled straight into the player's mind. What you thought was a harmless backrooms experience had something hidden inside it, so disturbing that even the Roblox team was forced to completely remove its old build. Today we're talking about a Pyrophobia's lost version, the build that was too disturbing to exist. Sometimes certain games are created where the horror isn't just about jump scares, keeps looping inside your mind, and a Pyrophobia's original version was exactly that. This wasn't just an escape game. It was a psychological experiment, one that young Roblox players simply couldn't handle mentally. When you opened the game, the menu screen itself felt disturbing. No normal UI, just flickering yellow wallpaper, and a faint shadow in the center, standing completely still. The shadow didn't move. It just kept watching you. According to some players, when you tried to press the play button, the shadow's head would slightly tilt. And this wasn't an animation. The developers never added anything like this. And this was only the beginning. When you spawned into level 0, a deep, low-frequency humming sound constantly played. But in the old build, this sound wasn't normal. Players reported that even after closing the game, they could still hear the humming in their ears. People wrote on Reddit, the sound doesn't stop even after quitting the game. Roblox received multiple complaints that this sound created a tinnitus-like effect. But the real horror started after that. In today's versions, entities are fixed and predictable. But in the old build, there was an extra entity. No name, no model leak, no documentation. Players gave it only one name, the Misaligned. Its movement was twisted in a way that looked completely wrong for a human body. Its face was invisible, but the moment it came close, the screen went completely black. No jump scare, no sound, just darkness and instant death. But the most disturbing location in the game was Level 3, the hidden room. You could access it through a glitch, an invisible gap between the walls. The room was completely empty, only a single chair in the center. And written on the walls were the words, "You are not supposed to be here." Players would enter, but when they tried to leave, they'd realize the hallway had completely changed. Same map, but a different layout, as if the game itself was digesting you. That's why players called it a living level. But Roblox didn't remove the old build for just one reason. The biggest reason was Level 6, Pitch Maze. A completely black maze. No direction, no ambient sound, only your footsteps. And every 40 to 50 seconds, a blurred face would appear in the corner of the screen. No jump scare, no attack, just a distorted face, as if it was scanning you. Players noticed that each time, the face's expression changed slightly. That's why people started calling this game Roblox's most unstable AI horror. Many kids literally cried while playing this level. Parents mass-reported the game to Roblox. And the most disturbing part? Even after closing the game, for a few seconds, that face appeared, like a faint reflection, on the phone or PC screen. Of course, this was a psychological effect, but the community believed it was supernatural. After incidents like these, Roblox moderation officially declared the build mentally disturbing for young audiences. Reasons: extreme psychological ambience, a nightmare-inducing sound design, a undocumented creepy entity, a hidden rooms manipulating fear, a AI-like behavior not coded by developers. The old build's data was completely wiped. Even today, horror fans believe the original Pyrophobia build wasn't just a glitch, it was a psychological trap that played with the player's mind. The levels weren't static. The game reacted. And maybe that's why Roblox never let it exist. And yes, you'll find my ID in the description. You can send me a request, and we can play horror games like this together. If you want part 2, make sure to comment, because some games aren't meant to be completed. They're meant to stay unfinished.